And we are live and welcome to today's Shining the Light on our community. And I'm really excited because we have a very special guest, one of our dear members who I hold a lot in my heart, has some wonderful principles and Donna's returning to chat, to have a conversation about living and working like the future matters because it's so I don't know, it's so important, it's so necessary, it's so heart connecting. So welcome, Donna.
Oh,
Welcome,
so
welcome,
happy to see you.
welcome. Thank you so much for joining us again. I really do. I love your whole philosophy. I love your whole energy. You can actually see the energy radiating out from you because of your connection to the soil, to the soul. You live you are an example, a living example of connecting to the soil, of living like the future matters, of being, connected to earth.
Wow.
So just, I'm honoured to be able to talk to you. And we've got people who are watching us, and we're here having a chat with Donna about living and working like the future matters. So tell us, Donna. I'm going to let you introduce yourself. I know you're an author of lots of books. I know you live in Hawaii and have this magnificent retreat place where people can get back to nature.
Yeah.
Tell us about you.
Okay, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, and thank you so much. I feel the same about you and in the sacred community that you've created, giving me the opportunity to share as a voice for nature and a soul lutionist. That's how I see myself first, other than being a wife, a mother, and a grandmother. Um, Known to many as Mama Donna, and my motto is "Why retire when I can inspire?" And I just want to show this to you guys because this is kind of where our conversation is going to lead. But you can see this. We're going to be talking today about interconnecting from the soil to the soul. And these are two soapstone figures with a soapstone heart right here in the middle, this big, beautiful heart in the middle. And I just love this. This stays on my table every time I do an interview. It's right here, reminding me of the importance of interconnecting everything from the soil to our souls, and living and working like the future matters. We get closer to that because when we live and work like the future matters, we're interconnected to the systems and cycles of nature. And the closer we get to nature,
Yeah.
the closer we get to our true nature. And that's where we want to be. And I turned 65 this year, and I'm one of those rare people who loves to taunt her age, not trying to hide it behind henna or anything. Although I'm thinking maybe a little henna might not be bad. I got this organic henna. Um, but I feel younger than I did when I was in my 40s, when I dipped super low and had some real tragic things happen. We're not going to talk about that today. But the way I did get out of that and rose like a phoenix was um, by spending time in nature and changing the way I eat. And I ate, although I was always a healthy eater, I became addicted to the unsustainable, unattainable American dream and diet for a short while, which I have made my life's work helping people get out of that trap. Um, for 37 years, I ran with my husband a natural foods cafe in Homer, Alaska, where we serve food for people and the planet. And I started in 1982 educating people through the restaurant. I was 25. Um, the value of interconnecting everything, understanding where our food came from, recognizing that the farmer feeds the world, not the grocery stores, and to have food be a more of a sacred connection to the source of all that is, because without nature we don't have food, right? We don't have shelter, we don't have this beautiful, we don't have books, we don't have this conversation.
No, and we don't have your, we don't have that vibrancy that we get from nature. When
Yeah,
we connect to nature, whether it's just going out and grounding ourselves and standing in the sun,
yeah,
and tuning into that and nature energy, or whether it's keeping our body maintained with nature, with natural, with fresh, organic, fruit and vegetables that you provide and that you let everyone know how to cook with them, and you see, like I said, I keep going back, you see the visible and the energetic effects of connecting to nature.
Yeah, Sophie, one thing when you're talking, I don't know what it is, but there's a clicking when you're talking, like something is maybe in the mic or something. I don't know, but it's clicking like actually I always like to bring things back to this. The other day, I was doing an interview on it on my show, A Dose of Positivity, and we were trying to live stream, and it didn't. Something happened, glitch, right? Just like right now, we're having this little sound thing. But one of the things that we talked about was sound. The woman who I interviewed, who I'll have to connect you with because I think she'd be a great Sacred U tribe member. Her name is Alex Strauss, and she's a nature therapist too. She's a nature. She does this thing with walking in nature, and she's got like a tarot deck of 52 things you can do when you're in nature. I mean, to help you get mindful. And one of it was this sound. When you're out there, you use all your senses, all five senses, and one of the things was listening to the sounds to help you be present and listening, whether it's the birds or the wind or a frog or a cricket or a croaky frog, whatever it is, to find and do that with all your senses. What do you see? What do you smell? Because a lot of times we just go out, even if we go out to nature, we're walking from our car or to a park or whatever, and we're thinking about something else. We're forgetting to be mindful that there are birds in the trees and there are leaves rustling at our feet now because this is it's autumn here. And when we start paying attention to that, we can actually hear our heartbeats, we can hear our pulse, we feel more alive in ourselves. And this morning I was walking in this park, a nature park, right before I came on, actually outside of this little, it's not a city, but a village in Hawaii where I live. And where I was on the other side of the stream, and there were people on the other side, and almost every single person was on their phone.
Yes,
They were looking down,
on their
and
phone.
and they were, yes.
Yes,
I'm so what do I do? This is hilarious, you guys. This is so funny. So what do I do? I'm so taken back by this. I'm so bothered by it. So I decide to go live on my Facebook group to talk about this. Like, where is this disconnect happening? And
yes,
so you could say I'm a hypocrite, or you could say I'm trying to make people more aware of this. But we're all like, I do it too, right?
yes, yes.
And um, so, but anyway, that got back to your
Yeah,
sound there,
yeah,
um, and now you sound better. So go. Let's hear you.
yeah.
Let's hear what you have to say.
There's a balance. There's a balance between, like, as you say, we all do, Donna. We all look down on our phone, and we're all doing that because we get distracted. But how do we have that balance between really tuning into nature? And we
Oh,
do have some people watching us, and unfortunately, and commenting, unfortunately, we are using StreamYard, so I don't always know who is watching us. So please say hi, and please put your name in the comments. It would be really, really, really great. And I'm here, of course, talking to our beautiful Donna, who all about how we can live like the future matters and how we can connect. And we've got Linda who is tuning in. I've just found out Linda is tuning in, and she's saying
Hi,
that
Linda.
she loves this. So welcome. Welcome, Linda. And we've got Bex who's also joining us. So loving the conversation. So
Oh,
yeah,
and then Bex is going to be here. I have to show you guys this really quickly too, because this is perfect. It's like one of the ways we can all tune into nature. Okay, not everybody has this out their front door, and this is a lot of times I'll do my calls out here.
yes,
When it's not windy, but is you can see it's different, right? I love my backdrop, and when it's windy and noisy, and I have that outside. But I mean, I literally live outside, and I pretty much live barefoot. Um, but not everybody can do that, and
no,
that's why our conversation the other day was so good. But there's things we can all do to connect into nature, and one of the main things is to set your office up and your lifestyle up where you have a window, and if you don't, put one in, save the money, the time, whatever, and making sure that that window is looking out to nature, because some people are living in Chico, California right now, where the air quality is so poor, they telling people not to go outside, right? And they're look at China, 4,000 deaths a day in China just because of air pollution. So, we that, but the cool thing, uh, that's the downside, but the positive side is that we know that we can do something about cleaning up the air and creating ecosystems in our own homes, putting plants in your home, growing basil plants, tomato plants, any kind of flowers in your home, just getting that soil in your home and those microbes in your home is a beautiful thing, and you will feel better in almost immediately when your whole home will change. And actually, it's proven, there's studies when you have like plants and organisms growing in your house. Like me, I bake my own sourdough bread, and I am a fermenter. I ferment vegetables, and I actually teach people how to do all these things. But you, by having those microorganisms in your home, that nature in your home, um, you're going to have better quality ferments, better quality sourdough bread that will rise faster, because you've got rather than lead paint or whatever, you're bringing those organisms into your home, and you're also bringing a reminder, if it is a beautiful day,
yes,
get your butt out there and play.
yes,
And play
yes,
with nature and skip, like where's that child within, when we were kids, at least in my generation, go outside and play, right? We took it for granted, really. Every kid would love to just be able to go outside and play now, but yeah, get your feet in the soil, and your hands as much as you can, and you can find many different ways to bring that into your everyday life. Like I said, open that window, be near a window, bring plants into your home, park your car further away. Taking This is so important, Sophie, and I think that so many people miss this and forget we're animals, right? I'm an animal,
yes,
you're an animal. Everybody
yes,
listen to this, you're all animals. So what do animals do? They have routines. They have routines when they usually eat when the sunrise and the sunset, that time period, and nothing in between. They sleep when it's hot and so forth. Um, and getting in a routine, a healthy routine, where you're saying every day for a minimum of 10 minutes a day, hopefully 10 in the morning and 10 in the evening, that you are going to do some nature-based walking is the best, because you can feel the rhythm in your pulse and your body, and you're getting multiple things happening when you're walking, because you're getting your oxygen levels up, you're getting that exercise, that toning in your body, you're getting relaxation, your vagus nerve calms down when you're walking. So there's many benefits, like especially if you're not on your phone,
yes.
and we all do that for 10 minutes. Is there anybody here who can't do that for 10 minutes? Does anybody
Mm.
want to chime in here, right? And then
Yeah,
making
it's
that
true.
commitment, that routine commitment, right?
Yeah. I mean, we take 10 minutes easily. We can use up 10 minutes easily scrolling through Facebook these days, especially with Reels. The time will go like that. What did we do before Reels? What did we do before Facebook? So we can easily get back those 10 minutes and
Yeah.
just go stand in nature. And I hear you, and it's like, it you're talking my language, you're talking our language, and you're talking
Our language.
Beck's language too. She's saying that she can't wait to see you, and connection to nature is so important. That I've always seen windows as windows of opportunity.
Absolutely.
Seeing the nature, what is out, looking through the windows, but not just looking through, but going out in there. What's the opportunity that nature brings us?
Well, I have a new website called Eco Inspired, and I just started selling my nature photography. And I, all the proceeds, I don't mind telling people this because all the proceeds go back to protect nature. I did it it's a philanthropic endeavor. And I encourage people for their holiday to check out my Eco Inspired shop, and my books are on there too. But that's the other thing that is so important. Like when you look at visually and you look at things around your home, like what's hanging on your walls, right?
Yes.
Are you looking at this, like when you go to the bathroom, like everybody has something in the bathroom, or they're reading something. Most people these days, this one's still in plastic, but those are dragon fruit flowers. They only flower for 24 hours and they come out at night. And to
Yeah.
be able to capture that first thing in the morning, that was amazing. So I mean, just absorbing these beautiful images, right? And bring those into your home, whether it's my nature photography or art or something that gets you out, get you out of your head, and something you want to stare at other than a screen, because we know that the screens are really hard on our eyesight. We know that they're proven to really affect our brains and our moods and our emotions. And when you go out into nature and you just turn this all off, you're turning on all of those neurons in your brain that bring you back to who you are, what you love to do, and what your purposeful why is. When you're doing these type of activity, especially when you're barefoot. I don't know if you can see my feet,
Yep.
you know, touching the earth. But when you do that, you can counteract all that time you're spending on the screen. You are able to, start, it's like you want to live a long, healthy life. Spend a minimum of 10 minutes in nature every morning and every evening, or 20 minutes a day is even better, and work up to it. Work
Yeah.
up to it. It's not like everybody has that luxury right away, but people can get on mass transportation and find a park. You can get on
Yes.
a bicycle, right? You can join a hiking club, a birding group, birding is a wonderful thing to do. And if you are going to bring your phone with you, use your camera and start doing like I did, finding everything that's beautiful and photographing it.
Mm,
You can
mm,
print your own prints. I do
mm.
photo meditation walks all the time. So, um, but and then here's the thing, because the topic is living and working like the future matters, and
Yeah.
again, getting back to connection, right? Connecting from the heart, right? Connecting each of us from the soul to the soul is, um, you know, they don't teach us that in grade school. They don't teach us in junior high, and they don't teach it in college or high school, college. Our parents have forgotten because they weren't taught it. So we're teaching it now. And the
Yes.
thing that I don't know how much time we have left, but I want to make sure everybody really gets this interconnection part. Because if you're listening to this now, and this is touching you, what Sophie and I have to share with you, um, then you'll go share it with someone. The best way
Yes.
to build friendships, the best way to build relationships is proven to take a walk in nature. There's tons of studies out on this. And when I work with a client, it's always walking in nature because you start getting your endorphins up. You get the dopamine rush. You get clear in your head. You get more emotional. You open up more. So when you're instead of going and having a chat at a coffee shop, a noisy coffee shop, um, or a bar, go for a
Go
walk.
for a walk. Go for a
And not
walk.
only you taking care of yourself, you're nurturing your friendships. So that would just cure it all, man. Your friends you'd start having more friends. You can start a walking club. And if you want to make money, extra money, a little side hustle, and you love animals, but your landlord won't let you have any, become a dog walker.
Yeah. They'll
A
get
dog,
you.
we're talking living and working like the future matters, right? So
Yeah.
become a dog. A dog walkers are, they're in any urban area. Dog walkers are usually in demand, and if you
Absolutely.
yeah, right, and nothing like
Absolutely.
learning from our four-legged friends.
Oh, totally. Totally. I've got a conversation coming up with someone at some stage all about learning from our four-legged friends. And I
Hmm.
get it, and what a wonderful thing. You're connecting with another being, whether they're in a different type of body, but another being, and getting out to nature and
Yes.
getting exercise. What a wonderful thing. Thank you.
I
Thank you.
mean,
That's
it's a no-brainer, right? It's
a no
a
brainer. It's a no
no-brainer.
brainer.
I mean,
Uh,
all the benefits.
yes, yeah, yeah. So thank you for sharing that. And I said we do have a few people who are watching us, and lots of comments. Nature is such a nurturer as well as a reflection from our beauty within. From Bex, and Linda is inspired. Linda's inspired to put some in her cabin, your plants, and and even if it's just pictures. If you
Yeah,
can't literally put a plan in, even if it's just pictures of nature, as you were saying.
yeah,
Thank you. And I just want to go back, and I know I've said this, but you are an inspiration, Donna, because you're the walking advertisement of living like the future matters. The amount of energy and what you vibrate, you can really, really see that connection that you have with the self and with the soil and everything else, is
yeah.
amazing. So tell us a little bit about all these books that we can see in the background, and we
Yeah,
will be putting all your links in the comments. So
cool.
um, look for those books, but tell us some about all about your books.
Well, this is really cool. The first book I wrote, I just got to show you guys this because it's so cool. And I'm going to read this really quickly because this is the culmination of all my books. And it's a coloring activity book for kids and adults. And
Yes.
I don't sell this on Amazon. I only sell it direct. And I wrote this in 1991 and self-published in 1992 with soy-based ink on 100% recycled paper. You have no idea how hard that was to find. It was one totally funky little press in Berkeley, California in 1992 that, and it cost a lot of money, but it was worth every penny, right? But to do it right because of this, and this is what my books are about. That's Yummy Bear. He was a mascot for this national organic chocolate company I launched in 1992, and Ah Bear is my Yummy Bear. Bear brings you lots of fun activities and fantastic food ideas for the whole family. This book was created to help children and adults gain a better understanding of nature and the human relationship to nature. Also, how to enjoy the art of baking and cooking with emphasis on good nutrition. By exploring the needs of the animals and plants in the wild, we can help understand ways to preserve the Earth's precious life cycle. The diet and habitat of animals in their natural environment are critical for their survival. Nature does not provide grocery stores, restaurants, or man-made housing in the wild. The survival and good health of our Earth is dependent on us, because what we eat and how we live directly affects all living things.
Absolutely.
Hence,
Thank you.
living like the future matters. And so my adult books get deeper into that. And I look at what happens to living our lives today because we have lived like the future doesn't matter for centuries now. And fossil fuels has amplified it so fast that we're destroying the natural resources faster than we can even consume them. We are consumers, um, destroying things even before they're made into something that we might
Yes.
not use. There's
Yes.
just unconscious greed. And when part of what I teach, we don't have time to go into it today, and what I write about in my books is how to turn this around, right? How do we shift our mindset from repurposing everything,
Yeah.
creating new economies around repairing and preservation and conservation, creating new political systems based on equality and including all life kind, because we are, when we're in our businesses and our political systems and education systems, we're not taking into consideration the alienable rights of all the sentient beings
Absolutely.
and how valuable even the cockroach and the rat and the bat plays a role, because they house the viruses that kill us.
Yes.
And if we're killing their ecosystems, where do they go? They go to the next weak link.
Yeah.
We need to find a balance. And so I write about some hard things, but I give really good solutions or things that must be talked about in a way that empowers us to get out into nature for the right reasons. Because the closer we get to it, the more inclined we are to protect it.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
each of us can do something today in our own communities to put in a park, or to make sure when a building comes down, it turns into a community garden. And you might not see the results of it, especially if you're a senior, but you can be part of a movement of creating a city block that is either a park or a community garden, apartment buildings sequestering carbon roofs
Yes.
and sides of buildings. Some of these things are going to take years to bring
Yes.
back, but to be
Yes.
part of it, to be part of
Well, you
something
can.
like
Yeah. And to
that,
leave a legacy.
leave a legacy.
Legacy, even if it's just planting trees that you're never going to sit under the shade of,
I
but
love
it's leaving that legacy, leaving that for the future generations to know, to make sure that there are future generations
You
by
know,
planting
you
those
know what? I
trees.
love what you just said. I just love what you just said. I love that whole theory of, that, plant a tree, even if
You
because
never
we
know.
know someone's going to be able to benefit and sit in the shade. But the
Yes.
thing is, the mind is amazing. First of all, who says there isn't a thereafter life, and you might become part of the tree or a
You
bird
know.
in the tree. You never know.
You
So,
never
but the thing that's so beautiful about the whole thing and the process of the planting of the tree and the nourishing of the soil and the watering and maintaining of that tree so that it grows, you are seeing the process.
Yes.
You can sit under another tree and get the shade. You just got to find it. But the whole thing, it's like being pregnant. It's like you get to grow with this whole experience. And who told us that wasn't as epic as watching a stupid, violent Netflix movie?
I know.
An
I
hour
know. It's
or
crazy.
two of that
It's
instead of, right? I mean, who's telling us that isn't an orgasmic
feeling.
outing to plant
Yes.
trees? Who? I mean, it's how it's presented to us, right? So I think that we have been duped as a civilization in this 21st century, we have been brainwashed.
We have been.
Us here at the Sacred You right here, we're washing brains and giving them an opportunity for people to think for themselves. And that's what happens when you get out and take a 10-minute to 20-minute walk in nature every day, because the closer you get to nature, the closer you get to your true nature.
And I love that, Donna, and really, really love that. And like the fact that you can come and wash our brains whenever you like. Because I love, I would really, I'd love to be able to bottle your energy and not just sell it. I mean, if I could sell it, I'd be huge, but not just sell, not to sell, but to just to give away and share it with
Yeah.
all the people of the world. Because it's vibrant. It's full of that nature's energy. And hey, you can come and wash our brains, like I said, anytime you like.
Oh, I will be thrilled, and I love it, and I love the fact that getting to meet so many beautiful people in the tribes, and that we can support each other in this glorious movement of living, working like the future matters, and connecting and interconnecting everything from the soul to our heart's desires. Right?
Yes, yes.
Mwah.
So tell us, I do know one thing that we haven't talked about yet, and I would like to quickly before we do go, because we do have to wrap up. But now tell us about your community that you're building and your membership and everything else. And we will put all those links in the comments as soon as we can. But
Yeah.
tell us about that.
Yeah, this is super exciting. We have a free membership right now for people. We just started it, and we've got almost 100 people who are getting daily beautiful nature photography, my nature photography primarily. I have hundreds of thousands, no, tens of thousands of beautiful nature photography. So like we were talking about, putting something, you don't have to pay for it. It just comes in your inbox with a mindful quote. And then also you're getting invitations to a dose of positivity, invited to a private Facebook group where you can share your events, who you are, what you are, anything positive in the group. And Sacred You, it would be good if you shared more things in it's called Holistic Health, Nature Therapy, Live and Work Like the Future Matters. It's a long name, but it encompasses everything. And we'll put that link in there. And there's other free goodies that come with that. I don't want to go into all that now. And then we're with that in about a month, we're starting a $47 membership, because I've been a professional culinary holistic chef since 1982 when I started my restaurant. And a lot of people want to learn how to make sourdough bread, and they want to learn how to make vegetable ferments and sauerkraut and homemade dog food and bone broths and stew brews, and vegan food taste outrageous, and how to deal and respect animal products if you are going to use them. And so I teach a host of cooking and prep and just food culinary arts. And I'm going to be starting to do this membership, that will be the main focus, is food for people on the planet, and to understand like I read in this book, how what we eat directly affects all living things. So everything comes back to nature when you're eating, right? The kitchens are the altars of our home. And I help people save not hundreds, but thousands and thousands of dollars a year by learning how to eat and live like the future matters. And so that's what this is about. It's only $47 a month. And so that's going to be, we're just starting to kick that off, and we can put that link in there. We want to have at least 10 people to start. And if we get 10 people in the next month, probably will. And then we'll cap it probably at like 100, because we're going to be working at, once a month I'll have where people can come on live, like you and I, get in a Zoom chat where we have breakout rooms. I'm going to be bringing on other professional chefs. One guy's going to be doing fermented condiments, and another woman is going to be making sushis and garden summer rolls and things that people can do. And I'm going to be teaching you how to sprout. Right. And talk about a way to get close to nature. If you guys aren't already sprouting, that is the greatest thing you can do to bring those organisms into your home, save thousands of hundreds of dollars just on this by sprouting your own sprouts. Especially if you have a variety of sprouts, you can eat sprout salads every day, get super healthy, clean up the air in your home, and get super healthy sprouting. But that's something we go greatly into in one of my classes. So that's the membership that we're doing, and it's all about living and working like the future matters, eating like the future matters. Really, this is about eating like the future matters.
Well, thank you. And we'll certainly be putting all those links in the comments as soon as we can, as soon as we finish, because if whatever we can do, Donna, to support your thing, because it's such a necessary thing, to ensure the survival of our planet, to ensure that there's life around for future generations. We have to, live and work like the future matters. It's
so
a
great.
no-brainer. So I just want to, like I said, just help you as much as we can. So thank you.
I love that. And you know what? It's not helping me. It's helping the world,
It's helping
right?
the world. It's helping the world.
And it just co-creating and collaborating with other tribe members who are doing cool stuff. So like this wheel, it's a wheel of fortune of abundance of love and joy and oxygen back into the world. And so if any other tribe people want to partner, I'm doing a lot more partnerships, so people are working. We're really helping each other grow, just like you're doing. And I appreciate what you just said more than you know.
Thank you. So let's make it happen. And please do come back and have more conversations, and share it with our community and with the world, because, Donna, I want to make sure that the world knows of your intentions to live and work like the future matters.
So cool. I got to show everybody this too before we go. You guys, I don't know if you've ever seen turmeric grow, but we grow a lot of turmeric. And turmeric is one of the best, most important foods we can all be eating coming into cold and flu season. But this came out of my yard. Is that gorgeous?
I know.
And there's so many different ways to use our plant medicines. And turmeric is one of them that I really hope all of you will put in your diets starting today, if you're not already, in cooking and in even baking into breads, eating in teas and stews. Just do it. And the other thing I want to show you guys too, that is super easy to do and super cost effective, is I just made this. This is bone broth.
Yeah.
And even if you're not a meat eater, you don't have to eat the meat, but the bones, like using all parts of the animal it's a sacred thing. But I know because Sophie, I know we're going overtime here and you got to go. But how healing that broth is for your bones and your minerals and everything.
Absolutely.
Anyway, I love you so much, and I thank you so much for having me. This was
and let's do this regularly.
Yeah.
Let's just do this absolutely regularly. So thank you. And thank you everyone for watching us. Of course, we're talking to the beautiful Donna, the vibrant Donna, whose energy, whatever the word is, she just oozes vibrancy from living and working like the future matters. So thank you.
Big love.